With that, let's begin with the first session, and this is the extra large forgings for aluminum structurals, and this is presented to you by Mr. Giuseppe Di Mario, Tool Steel Sales Manager, Forging and Casting Division, Lucchini RS. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in welcoming him up to the stage?
First of all, I would like to thank Tagma Association for this opportunity. I am Giuseppe Di Mario, coming from Italy, sales manager for Tool Steels division. Here I am with my friends from Multiple Special Steel, which is our distributor since a very long time. And let's start the presentation. First of all, company, our group, by our vision, reliable global partner for the sustainable progress of mobility and industry, passion, talent and creativity for advanced customer-oriented solutions. 1,500 people in Italy, 2,500 people globally, and is a group which is able to offer the product starting from the scrap and coming to the finished product. With a particular attention to environment safety and energy policies, and we really would like to stress the importance of in particular health and safety and environmental. In the last 10 years, approximately 50 million euro have been invested for this point we consider very important. Some information about the story of the group. This is a timeline of the story of the plant where I come from. The plant is located in North Italy, in the region of the lakes, between Milan and Venice. And as you can see, the story of the plant begins a very long time ago, in 1856. But the story of Lucchini family managing this plant starts in 1990, when Lucchini family buys from the Italian government several different plants in Italy, okay, for the production of different, let's say, steel, long products, and in this action, Lucchini family buys also Lovere plant, which is specialized in the production of rolling stock, wheels, axles, and wheel set. You can consider Lucchini RS one of the most important players worldwide for rolling stock, but also in the production of forgings and castings. Let's say that in between 2005 and 2007 we got a very important change, because Lucchini family sold all the other plants in Italy to a Russian company and decided to take only the plant of Lovere. From that time, our first season of investment has been launched, focusing on rolling stock, and we are reaching the year 2014-2015. And after finishing this investment season concerning rolling stock, the Lucchini family decided to start a new investment season focusing on castings and forgings. Due to this reason, Lucchini family bought a forging plant very close to our plant of Lovere, the plant of Mame Forge, in order to increase the capacity for forgings. After that, In 2017, we established our own distributor for tool steels, located in Italy, from where we supply, let's say, the European market. This is the financial structure of the group. Simpar is the financial company of Lucchini family, which is controlling Lucchini RS Group. And Lucchini RS Group is divided in two divisions, railway division and forging and casting division. In green color, railway division; in red color, let's see, the companies and the plants which focus on forgings and castings. Some information about financial data. The turnover is rounding 400 million euro, and as you can see, the investments starting from 2008 are continuously increasing, which means that Lucchini family is really engaged in go on and let's say improve day by day. Sales by production line. Of course, the core business of Lucchini RS is rolling stock, but we are, let's say, year by year increasing the share of castings and forgings. Sales by geographical area. Our core market is Europe, but our presence in Asia, India included, is becoming more and more important. Industrial structure. We start from the steel making plant, which is the mother for all the other products. And from the steel making plant, we can go to the casting shop with liquid steel to get cast pieces, and then go to the heat treatment and EV machining and finishing. Or from the steel making plant, we can produce the ingot and go by the ingot to the forging shop for forging pieces. Forging pieces according to the drawing of the customer, or in case round bars or tool steels, of course. Then heat treatment and again machining. Same way, from the steel making plant, we can go by the ingot to the rolling stock production, which means rolling of the wheels of the forging or forging of the axles, heat treatment, and then machining, assembling. Of course, everything born in our design, metallurgy, and research and development and testing laboratories. Divisions. Railways for wheels, axles, tires, complete wheel set, and after service. Second division, forging and casting, or ingots, castings, forgings and bars, tool steels, and after sale service. Okay, some information about the application for rolling stock. Lucchini can produce rolling stock for high-speed trains, or commuter and metro, or locomotives, or low-floor trams or tram trains, and freight. Forging and casting application, of course, most important is oil and gas and petrochemicals, both for casting and forging, or power generation, high-tech engineering, shipbuilding, and cement works. Then in the family of the forgings we have tool steels, and to complete the production we have round bars in mechanical engineering steel grades. Some information about the steel line. We have one electric arc furnace with a capacity of 60 tons, an hour of 40 megawatt, 2 ladle furnaces, 2 tank degassing for vacuum oxygen degassing. Our technology to pour the steel is bottom pouring. Then we have 1 ESR plant for the electrolyte remelting procedure. And we can produce carbon, alloy, stainless steel. We can reach liquid steel forecasting up to 300 tons, which is a very big weight. And the production of the ingots, we can produce round, square, polygonal ingots with weight from 2 tons up to 82 tons. Again, round, square, polygonal, and then ESR ingots. This is a picture for casting coming out from the heat treatment quality procedure. Some information about casting facilities, but I will skip all these slides. Forging products. Some information about forging facilities, which is most interesting also concerning tool steels. We have 3 forging presses, from the smallest 3,200 tons up to the biggest 6,000 tons power. Heat treatment, quality heat treatment, and all the facilities and equipment for the machining and the milling of forgings and tool steels. Laboratory to carry out all the required tests and non-destructive tests. All the certification for steelmaking, casting and forging, so all the main certification according to the international norm. And now we are coming to our point concerning tool steels. We have 3 brands. Kalos is the brand for our plastic mold steel grades. Balos is the brand concerning hot work steel grades and also high-end plastic. And Esquilos is the brand we use. And the key factor of ESR process is to allow a very high solidification speed that is impossible to achieve by conventional ingot. So for die casting application, this is one of the most important aspects. Advantages: very high solidification speed, very low segregation rate. ESR ingot is compact. So by this way, we have an increased material isotropy, an increased material toughness, high level of micro-cleanliness, so no metallic inclusion reduction. Of course, we have to accept some disadvantage, which is lower productivity. But if we want to produce quality steel, we have to accept this disadvantage. So, in order to achieve the top level quality for steel grades for die casting, we start from the extra fine structure ingot, conventional ingot. We go to ESR in order to decrease the segregation, and then adding some specific operation in the forging, we can improve more and more the quality of the product. So EFS extra fine structure ingot, ESR ingot, from ESR ingot go to the forging and applying some particular operation during the forging and during the heat treatment to get the best possible quality for our steel grades 2343, 2344, Optimo and IMO for die casting. We have been working also on the chemical analysis, focusing on the level of sulfur and phosphorus content in order to keep them very low, because they can have a negative influence on the performance of the steel. And then moving from the standard steel grades to 343 to 344 to our new proposal for light alloys die casting, Esquilos Optimo and Esquilos Minor. So steel production, again, electrical furnace, ladle furnace, vacuum oxygen degassing, plus electroslag remelting. And then we add some particular procedure for the forging. So we go from standard forging for standard dimension blocks by single upsetting and final forging, to the special forging for extra large blocks, for multiple upsetting plus final forging. This is the sketch concerning, let's say, the difference between the standard block and the extra large block. Forging operation, we start from ESR ingot and homogenize by heat treatment the ESR ingot before the forging for both standard block and extra large block. Then for both forging of holding shaft, upsetting for standard and for extra large, then squaring, and in case of standard block, after squaring, we go for final horizontal forging. In case of extra large block, after squaring, we go for second or multiple upsetting, then we go for cubing, and then for final forging. So, by this way, which are the advantages from ESR together with this particular forging procedure? We start from a smaller ESR ingot, okay? And by the forging procedure for extra large block, okay, by the ESR ingot, as small as possible, we can get better segregation rate and we can increase the isotropy. By the extra large forging procedure, we apply higher forging ratio, minimum 1 to 5, maximum 1 to 9, without considering the upsetting steps. And we can increase the heat checks resistance and get final grain dimension. So extra large block dimensions, we are able to reach maximum width 1600 by thickness 500, or maximum width 1750 by 450, or in case we need more thickness, we can reach 700 millimeter thickness. Has got less and less importance. Okay, so rules. Never turn upside down the block. So never switch the width of the block with the thickness of the block, because in this case you are changing and turning upside down the fiber forging. Okay? Always it is important to mark on the surface of the block for the tool maker the surface from which start the operation of machining to manufacturing the die, and always never the thickness of the block, the ratio between thickness of the block and thickness of the piece can be more than 2 to 1. Okay? If I have a block of 500 millimeters thickness, it's better to avoid to slice thickness 100 millimeters from such big block for a die. Also, we have our vacuum heat treatment, let's say, procedure. One is concerning the homologation of the vacuum heat treatment company cooperating with Lucchini for the treatment of the die. So first we homologate this company, and the second, let's say, procedure is how to heat treat Lucchini RS tool steels for die casting. Two main partners, of course, in Europe. One is TAG, Italian heat treatment company, and the other one is HOT, German heat treatment company. Some information about the brands now. 2343, 2344, Esquilos Optimo, Esquilos Hymo, all in ESR. So 2343 is the most utilized tool steel in die casting industry in Europe. Very good chemical balance, so it can be produced in a very wide dimensional range. Excellent ratio, warm strength, toughness, and is quite heat treatment friendly. So big size tools can be heat treated in vacuum hardening furnaces with limited crack risk. So this steel can be used for all aluminium magnesium die casting dies in all sizes. 2344, which is the most important here in India for your youth and for your culture. Okay. It can be always utilized as alternative to 2343, which is more known in Europe, because of its higher vanadium carbide content, is particular heat treatment friendly. Higher hardening temperature without grain door allows to utilize its potential in warm strength at 100%. In Europe is not so popular. Okay? Now our specialties, Esquilos Optimo, has been developed starting from 2343 with decreasing the content of silicon and adding some content of tungsten. Okay? Combines better warm rigidity and warm strength with excellent toughness if we compare it with 2343. It is recommended for long run dies and for production of aluminium magnesium parts requiring smooth surfaces to be coated or painted. Also suitable for large dies. And then we have Esquilos IMO, which is, has been developed starting from the experience of 2367. So has got a similar warm strength by NS toughness. It is well suitable for long run dies producing thick wall piece, also with complicated shape. Not for, it is not recommended for thin wall aluminium pieces. Size range per application. Application automotive, from standard forged block, we go for engine parts and powertrain, which is a combustion engine. Standard forged block dimensions up to 450 thickness. For let's say structural aluminium magnesium part, we suggest extra, of course, we need extra large forged blocks for body parts, joints, immobility, and other pieces. Okay? Just some example for trunk lead, typical dies dimension 1600, 1750 by 350, 450 thickness. So this is why we need extra large block. Door and window frames, again, very important the width of the die, so with the width of the block. So we need extra large block. Shock tower, this is more concerning the thickness we have to reach, not the width, but focus on the thickness. And also bridges and panels, this is more standard dimension, but we go for these dies from by extra large force block. E-mobility, okay, for batteries housing, motor housing, and some reference for die casting. We got some project with Daimler Mercedes in Stuttgart, and I will mention currently we are working with Schaeffler tooling in Germany for some Tesla project. Thank you very much for your time. Sorry I am late.
Thank you so much for a wonderful presentation and for all of those lovely insights that you've shared with us. May I please request Mr. Akshay Kalyanpur, Director, Sridevi Tool Engineers, to please join us on the stage to hand over memento. Ladies and gentlemen, could you please join me in welcoming him up to the stage? Grazie, Mr. Mario. Thank you so much. We have a small memento of appreciation. Ladies and gentlemen, let's thank him for that wonderful presentation. I'm sure that we've got some takeaways from this session. Thank you, sir.